Why do people use mediums? Well, you want your paint to be smoother. Ultra matte medium here. I have matte medium here. Airbrush medium. It's thin as water, so it could get messy. See how thin that is? Just put a little bit of there. We don't need a whole ton. Okay, next one is clear gesso. Why not? Why not show what that's like? And the last one, which is very elusive, flow. Flow is something I add to the water to make it, the paint just glides better when you add the flow water to it versus regular water. When you get the flow, it tells you here, 1 part flow, 8 to 20 parts water, binder free, okay? So this doesn't add binder. Here's flow, and then just for fun, let's do regular water. Okay, so this is flow with water. This is regular water. Here's a little bit of paint mixed with water. Okay, smooth, smooth, smooth. Here's a little bit of paint mixed with flow and water mixed. Smooth, smooth, red. It's kind of hard to explain, but when you add the flow water to it versus just water, the paint smooths. The paint separates even more evenly through it, all the way to the edges. Highly recommend using flow water instead of water the next time you do a painting for the entire painting, okay? It looks like this. Flow aid. I put it in a container like this so that when I'm painting, I can add it directly to the paint like this. I can add it directly to my palette like this. I can add it directly to the painting like this. Okay, there's flow. The next one we have here is clear gesso. Clear, transparent gesso. Why would you want to use that? Well, until you've actually tried something, you don't know why you wouldn't use it. So, with art supplies, always be open-minded. What if it helps? Be an optimist. Clear gesso mixed with a little bit of paint. Okay, we'll leave it really thick right here just so we can see what it does. What's it gonna do? All right. Next, brand new brush. We have, this is airbrush medium. I really wanted to show you the difference between airbrush medium and flow. Flow, it says it right here. I already said it. Binder free. Airbrush medium comes in a container like this, or it used to. The gray Liquitex, and thins acrylic color mediums to a water-like state with binding properties. Okay, so it adds binder, extends color, increases transparency. The thing I didn't know about airbrush medium that I wish it said on the container is it adds a gloss. So it's so cool. When you want to do a drip on a painting, you want it to be thin as water. I mean, airbrush medium makes acrylic thin as water, but it leaves it shiny. And I wanted you to see it, so let's get, which one's this? Airbrush medium. I also use this one in a container like this so that I can just, whenever I want, be like, boop, onto a painting. See how cool it looks like when you just put it right over the color? It does really cool stuff. Okay, there. Airbrush medium. And let's, just for fun, this is water, this is flow, oops, this is clear gesso, this is airbrush medium, and this one here is matte medium. Okay, my matte medium, Liquitex Matte Medium video is like, I think my #1 most watched video ever. And when I made that video, matte medium was my favorite #1 product on earth. And it is now equal or second favorite. So here it is, matte medium with a little bit of paint. Now, the cool thing about matte medium is reduces gloss, extends color, lowers viscosity, increases transparency. So if you just put a little bit of paint into a lot of matte medium, consider matte medium that's like clear acrylic. You add a tiny bit of paint to it, and you can get some really cool, look how many different values I got of the same paint by adding more matte medium. It's so cool. Okay, now, last but not least, the one my newest discovery, ultra matte medium. I mean, can you go further than this? Is there like an ultra mega extreme? I mean, how far are you gonna go, Liquitex? Tell me in the comments. Okay, ultra matte medium. This stuff is really cool. I'm gonna tell you why. Brand new brush, same paint. If you're wondering, this is Quinacridone Violet from Nova Color, my favorite paint brand. Here we go. So a little bit of paint and a lot of, let me get these shadows out of the way. A little bit of paint and a lot of ultra matte medium. And let's mix that in there. Okay, it does the same thing as matte medium. If you just do a little bit of it, it'll go real, it'll help you get your paint color real transparent, a bunch of different values by just using it. It's kind of like clear acrylic, but way more matted properties. So the thing I wanted to tell you about this, how cool this is that if I lay this paint down flat enough, the matte on this ultra matte medium is going to be so strong that you can't even tell that it's separate from the canvas. It's so cool. If you've ever used a Posca paint pen over like brushed acrylic, you'll notice the Posca is ultra matte compared to the brushed acrylic. So, but I'm telling you, if you do this ultra matte medium and you add your paint to it, let's do a lot of it, a lot of color to it so you can see what it does. It looks like it's adding white, but it's not. It's just a property of it. So the point I wanted to try to make is that clearly in this video I'm favoriting the ultra matte medium, but I want you to know that it has like these matte properties that make it so fun to use, because the juxtaposition of having something really glossy next to it it's cool, because you can use it as a texture almost, you know? So you can do one part of the painting is super matted. Maybe it's far away. Maybe it's the clouds in the back. And then the buildings in the front have more, you know, matte medium, not ultra matte, and it's a little more shiny as it comes forward. Things like that. It's just a way of thinking outside the box. So I'm going to dry this off, and then I'll do some flybys with the camera. I am, just for fun, going to put regular paint, no mediums in it, in here a little bit so that we can do a little bit of side-by-side comparison. If nothing else, just to show you how shiny things are or aren't. Okay, here it dried. Here's the flow. The flow makes it nice, dry, nice and matte. Look how it pushed the color all the way to the edges of every wet spot, whereas the water one didn't do that so much, right? This is just water. Here's clear gesso, which made it extremely matte. Look, here's the original paint, no medium added. See how it has that shimmer? Clear gesso takes that away, but also adds a texture. Definitely adds a texture to it. It's pretty cool. You can add texture to paintings with clear gesso, or use it to, you know, thin out your paint if that's all you have with you. This next one, airbrush medium, it dries shiny. You can see here with the reflection. Here's the original paint. Here's the next one is matte medium. Still love matte medium so much. Look, you can really thin color out. Get a lot more out of your acrylic paint. It's basically clear acrylic. See how it takes a little bit of matte. I mean, it takes a little bit of the shine away. Original paint, matte medium, and paint. Takes a little bit of the shine away, okay? Original paint. Here we go, ultra matte medium. I've been wanting to show you this. Reflection. You can even still see reflection on the matte medium if you do it thick enough. And here's the ultra matte medium. Let me move some stuff here. I mean, can I even tell you how matte this looks? I'm going to show you something cool that is pretty definitive. If you've ever tried to take pictures of art with overhead lights, it makes it really shiny. So I'm going to turn on the overhead studio lights. Okay, so you see how shiny that is? See how shiny it is when you have the overhead studio lights? Can you even tell the difference? Well, it's so hard to shoot the dark colors, and then you come over to the matte, medium, ultra matte. It is so cool. All right, so now you can see how you can do, like, let's see, this is the background, this is the sky, and this is the tree, you know? It's the same color, but making one glossy and one matte really adds life to a painting. And if you're taking a lot of photos of paintings, the less shiny it is before you varnish it, if you're into varnishing, the better. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe.